Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great week, or had a great week. It's Friday. Weekend is here. Woohoo! If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you find what we do here enjoyable. I hope you find it interesting and educational. If not any of those, I apologize, but such is life. You can't please everybody. So, if you are a subscriber and you're coming back to the channel, thanks again. I appreciate it greatly. Without you guys, there's no point for my channel. So I thank you for coming back and checking out what I'm doing and commenting and liking and whatever. It is greatly appreciated. That being said, I want to cover a couple things in this video. Two things I want to get off my chest real quick. One, YouTube comments suck. I see your guys' comments. I get notifications for your guys' comments. I click on your comments. They're not there. Pisses me off. So if you've commented on something and I haven't responded, I apologize. It's not me. I'm reading your comment, what I can of it, and then I just can't comment to it, and I can't most of the time even see the whole comment. I get a little notification with a snippet of it, and then when you click on it, I get nothing. So again, YouTube, you suck with your comments. Fix it. It ticks me off. Two, for those of you who've been watching my videos, you see that my last video was a introduction to my first long-term distro review, which is Void Linux. And so far, from what I've seen from this distribution, I am extremely, extremely impressed. I love this distro. I'm not much for wanting to rebuild my system again. I know I talked a while ago about doing a fresh install, but man, my system is just set up the way I like it. And I've liked Arco. I've been on Arco for a long time. It's nice, and it just works for me right now. But I'm telling you something. If Void keeps going the way it's going with this test review of it that I'm doing, I'm gonna have a hard time not switching this onto my main machine. So that being said, Void, amazing distribution so far. I'll get into more of that later in some upcoming videos, but man, it's amazing. That being said, let's get into today's video. I'm setting up my Void distribution here for to be able to use it and get what I can out of it. And so I'm going through, and I was just going to copy over my configuration files for stuff, and but I thought, what, maybe we'll just go ahead and just rebuild. We'll just make this its own system. Doesn't need to copy the other one. Obviously my key bindings and stuff I'm going to make the same, because that's just common sense. But like my vimrc and my different config files, I figure I'll make this one look a little different. So that being said, on my other machine, I use mostly plugins. There's a couple that I downloaded. There's a couple I copied. So I use mostly plugins in Vim for different things. I want to show you in this video how to create a status line in Vim without having to use a plugin. Because let's face it, if you don't have to bring something in from outside of your machine, if you can just write a couple lines of code and have what you want, why would you not? So let's go ahead and jump into writing a status line in our vimrc file that gives us the status line we want. First things first, let's go ahead and take a look. If you go to Vim documentation and type in the top, if you type in the search bar status line, you'll come up to this section here. Status line STL. Basically, this is going to give you everything you need. I'm not going to go over it because there's a lot here, but it gives you all the different things: window, min window, max window, all the different flags for what you want on your status line. You can go through this list, and you can see, I'll show you here shortly how to use these, but this is everything you need to create a basic status line. Now you can get more in depth. We're not going to do that today, but you can get more in depth and write functions and put those functions in your Vim, write them in Vim script and put those functions into your status line. I'm not going that crazy today. I just want to kind of get a working status line that shows me what file I'm in, the path to the file, whether it's modified or saved, just some basic stuff. So that being said, let's go ahead and do that. So first things first, we need to open a terminal here, and we're in the terminal. So let's zoom in real big. Let's clear the screen here. I've been having people complain about the fact that I'm not zooming in far enough, so I'm hoping that this is far enough and we can all see what I'm doing. Maybe once I open my file here real quick. But first things first, we need to vim.vimrc. Now, you can see this is my vimrc. It is completely empty. Now, I haven't even started it yet, so there's not going to be color, there's not going to be any of the other stuff that's in there, syntax, nothing. So my Vim right now is just when you install Vim, it's what you get with it. And you can see down here, there's not really a status line. It's got a little bit of info on it, but other than that, not much. It'll tell me if I'm in insert mode or not. Tells me what, if you look down here in the corner, tells me what row or line, and then the other number next to it is the column. That's it. It's pretty basic. So what we need to do is, first things first, we need to actually tell Vim that we want to show the status line all the time. So what we need to do is we need to type set last status equals 2, and then we hit enter. So that's going to tell Vim we want to see that status line every time and on every buffer. Now, next thing we want to do is we want to start putting what we want on in our status line. So if we go back here, we can see all these here, right along here, all these are the different things you can do. Lowercase f is the path to file in the buffer. Capital F is the path to the file, or is the this is the lowercase f is in the current directory, so it's just going to show you the file. Capital F is going to show you the full path from home. And we have tail the file name, we have whether it's modified or not, we have whether it's read only, we have all kinds of stuff here. So we're going to take some of these things and we're going to build our status bar, or our status line, excuse me. So let's go in here, and first thing we need to do is we need to do set status line equals, and then we hit enter. So we leave that line. So we have that line in there first. That's basically going to set us up to get going. And then we do set status line equals, which is calling that, and then we say plus. So we have that. Now we want to add, and say I wanted to add just the file path. Well, if I wanted to have some space, I need to add a separator thing. So if I add a backslash and then I do %, and I do the lowercase f. Now remember, that called what file it was, right? Well, here, let's do it this way. It's a little easier. So we'll do capital F. That's going to do the full path. So if we close that, and we write and quit, and then we vim back into our vimrc, and we look, now if you look down here, you see we've got our status line showing, and it shows us our full path to the file. So this right here basically just shows us our status line and then shows us our full path to the file. So that being said, I don't know that that's necessarily what I want. Let's go ahead and delete that one out of there, and I want to start with, I like the, you see your line numbers here. I like to see my line numbers. So let's do set status line equal plus, and we'll do the backslash because I want a little bit of a space there. And then if we go back over here and we see L, lowercase l, that's going to give us our line number. So if we look right here, lowercase l will give us our line number. So let's go back in here and we're going to do %lowercase l. So that should give us our line number, I believe. So let's exit out of there. We'll write and quit. Go back into our .vimrc. And okay, yep, there we go. Now we have our line number. Look at that. So if we were to do a capital L, and we escape, write and quit, and then we do vimrc, now that shows us how many lines total. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. That shows us how many lines we have total. So if we wanted to see how many lines total and what line we were on, what we would do is we would do a %L, and then we would write quit, and then we would do that, and you can see that first line changes, the second line stays the same. We're on line 4 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 1 out of 4. So remember, we're watching down here. So if we were to do that, if we wanted to have a little gap here, we could do a couple of these, and then write quit. And now you can see we're on line 1 of 4, line 2 of 4, line 3 of 4, line 4 of 4. So that right there shows us what line we're on. I don't need to know how many lines total are in the file, I don't think, so we're going to leave that as this. And then, yeah, I don't think I want the plus there either. I wonder if we just get rid of this. So let's escape. Let's write and quit. Let's get rid of that first line. We'll go back in. Now the plus is still there. So, that's all right, I guess. Oh, and I know why. Jake, you're an idiot. Plus equals, not equals plus. There we go. See, this is what's kind of nice about doing this on screen, is you can figure stuff up. There we go. Now we don't have the plus there anymore. So now we have our line count, or the line that we're on right now. So that's line 1. So what else do we want? I want to put a space in, an extra space. Well, yeah, let's skip that. What do I want to do next? Let's add some decoration here. We can do set status line plus equals, and then we're going to put a little space, and let's put some brackets. And then we'll do, what do we want in those brackets? Let's do set status line plus equals, let's do the file. Now remember, the file itself is lowercase f. So that's going to show us the file in respect to the directory you're in. So if we do that, and then we do that, I think that will give us the file. That should be, and then let's close that. Status line plus equals, and then we'll do closing bracket, and then we will actually write and quit. So what we should have here is this sets the status bar to show. We have our status line. This right here shows us what line we're on. Then we have the status line. This is just a decoration. And then we have our status line that's going to show us our file. And then we have set status line plus equals the closing decoration. So we write and quit. And go back into our vimrc. Now you can see down here. But why do we got that? I don't want that. I know why we got that. That shouldn't be. That should be %. So let's write and quit. There we go. Now we just have, it is our .vimrc file that we are in. So that's correct. So we have bracket. You know what? I don't want bracket. You know what I want? It's going to be kind of dumb maybe, but let's check it out. What's the fun in... Let's try that. Hey, there we go. That looks a little better. I kind of like the looks of that. So now we can have a little bit of decoration on it. So we've got the file we're in. Let's go ahead and add the path. So we'll do set status line plus equals, and then the backstop. Now when I do this backslash and then the space here, that's just adding space between each of these different between each of these different pieces. You don't have to do that. You can cram everything together if you want. That's perfectly fine. I just like to have a little space between things. So this backslash space is creating space between everything. Let's go ahead and put %f, because I would like to have the full path to the file, not just the path in respect to the directory we're in. So let's go ahead and add that, and then status line plus equals. If we go over here, if we look for M, this is going to give us the modified flag. So it's going to say plus or minus if it is modified or not, I believe. So let's do backslash again, space, and then we're going to do %m, and then we're going to escape, we're going to write and quit, and we're going to do vimrc again, and that gives us our vimrc. But that didn't give us any, so let's do insert, enter. Okay, yeah, okay, there we go. So we insert, we hit enter, we added a line, which then right there shows us that we've modified the file. So I don't want the plus necessarily. So let me think how we can go about. Well, I think the plus will work for now. So we'll just do plus, and then let's go ahead and let's move over to the right side now. I think I got enough stuff over here. I've got my line count, I've got my file, and I've got my path to my file in respect to the file system, and I've got whether it's been modified or not. So that should be good for over here. Let's go over and do set status line plus equals. Now if we want to move to the other side, we're going to do plus equals, and then we're going to do percent equals again, and that line right there alone is going to take us from adding stuff over here to adding stuff over here. So if we hit enter there, now we are going to set status line plus equals, and I want to do, let's do some more decoration here. We're going to do some of those, and then we're going to do set status line line plus equals, and then we are going to do line. I think I should be able to do that line. Then we want a little bit of a space, and then do percent L, and yes, I know I'm showing line again, even though I've got line here, I'm showing line over here as well, because I'm going to do that, and then I'm actually going to do set status line plus equals COL percent C. So that should show me, yeah, okay, so then set status line plus equals. So now what this should do is give me my line and column. So line up and down, column this way. So if we escape, we write and quit, we go back in. Now you can see over here we're on line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then if we go this way, so you're watching down here, we're going to column 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's going to show me my line and my column. So that's good. And then I think there was one more thing I wanted to add onto here. Oh, I know what it was. If we look right, where are you? Here, buffer number. Let's go ahead and add a buffer number. So if we do this, and we do set status line plus equals, and we do that, and let's do a couple of those, and then set status line plus equals, and we're going to put the backslash again to give us that space, and we're going to do percent, I believe that was n. Let's take a look here. Yeah, percent n. So we're going to do percent lowercase n. That's going to give us the buffer, and if we close, we write and quit, and we go back in. Now we have our line number, our column number, a little space, and what buffer we're in. So this is pretty good for now, I think. I've got a lot of different pieces here that are going to work. Now the good stuff. Now we have this working, we need to have some color. We don't need to have some color, but you know, color's nice, right? So what we can do is, if you have your color scheme installed on your system, let me see here, let's do 3. I think I put mine, okay, so if I do mkdir.vim, Control H, now I have a .vim here. So if I go into my desktop and I do colors, and then I that. That should give me, so let's see here if I go in here and I do color scheme Jake. So let's go back in and see if that didn't do anything, did it? I'll have to relook on putting my colors in there. But anyway, if you don't have a color scheme set up, I'll show you how to do that. If you do have a color scheme set up, all you got to do is you go to, say you want this to be a certain color. Then you would basically do, I believe it's, you would do %, pound, and then say you want it to be the same color as your functions. You would say function, pound, and then be like that, and then that would change it. I'll have to double check on that, but we're going to set it up a different way. We're going to do color, and we're just going to choose, since we're in the terminal, we're not using the GUI. If we do hi user 1, and then we do C term BG, and say we want that to be blue, and we do C term FG, and we want that to equal red, and we do hi user 2, and we do C term BG equals orange, and we do C term FG equals black. Then basically what we can do is if we go and say right here, and we want the file, we'll do the file one. What you do is you would just add in a %1, and that's going to call this user 1 color scheme right here, and then you do a star, and then we're going to do that. So just like that, we added this right here into the file so that we could add this first color scheme. So let's write and quit. Let's go back in. Oh, and but that worked. So if we look down here, you can see we said C term background color is blue, so we have blue down here, and C term foreground color is red. We have red right here. So what did that say when we went to come in? Color name or number not recognized, orange. C term BG, C term FG equals orange equals black. Okay, so there's something wrong with that line. I'll have to check it out real quick. Let's go ahead and go back in. But say we wanted, I don't know what is wrong with that line. Let's try red and blue. We'll switch them around this time. So if we do that and we put a 2 there, that's going to call on this second color scheme. We're going to write and quit. We're going to enter. Okay, that didn't call it. So it must have been something with my spelling. I must have misspelled something and didn't see it. But anyway, you can see we've now switched this line right here, this file. It's going to run all the way across now, because unless we change it in some of these other columns. Okay, so say we wanted to do that. Say we wanted to do that, but we wanted to have this right here. So we'll do that, and then we'll set this one right here to, we'll do %1 star. There we go. So then we write quit, we go back in. So there we go. Shouldn't have been a space there because we saw that error pop up, but it still worked. But we're going to change it out anyway. Right quit. Then we're going to go back in there. Okay, so you can set up as many colors as you want down here, and you just have to call them by using the %, the number that you've typed it up as, and then the star, and it changes your status line color down here. So you can see right here at the file path line we've called user 2, which is background red, foreground blue, and so that's what we have here. Right here we've called user color scheme 1, which is background blue, foreground red, which is what we have going here. Excuse me, on the end here. So as you can see, it's really pretty simple. All you need to do is you come over here and you find out what you want to put in your status line, And you come over here, and it's real simple. You type in the set status line plus equals, and then if you want a space, you put the backslash in the space. If you don't care about spacing and you're okay with things being closer together, you don't need to have this in there. But then you just do the %sign, and then whatever of these variables that you're trying to, or these items that you're trying to show, and they're all listed here. So again, real simple. Right here we have set status line plus equals, and then we have spaces, and we have L for the file in reference to the directory. We have some decoration, and then we have the file here in the whole path, or that's the file, excuse me. This is the line, this is the file. Then we have the file in as the path in the file system. We have whether the file is modified or not. We have our status line right here with a little decoration on it. Then we have our line and our column count here. We have our buffer count here, and we have a little more decoration, and then we have our color setup down here. So again, it's real simple. I hope this video made sense to you. I kind of jumbled up a little bit and kind of made some mistakes here while I was doing it. I did have a guy comment telling me my videos are not very well done for production, or for presentation, excuse me, which I gotta be honest, the guy's probably telling the truth. I wish I had more time to spend prepping for these videos so I could give you guys a better quality video. But man, at the risk of sounding like I'm making excuses with full-time school, full-time work, my wife going to school full-time and working, and then 4 kids that we homeschool, I really just don't have a lot of time to sit down and prep these videos. Maybe in the future, as things calm down a little bit, I'll be able to, but as of right now, this is kind of where I am. So thank you guys for bearing with me. So yeah, hopefully this works for you, and hopefully you found this interesting and can get some use out of it. Like I said, I am more a fan of writing stuff for myself and putting it on than bringing somebody else's stuff onto my system. And the more I'm in here and able to do that, the better. So I've just added a few lines of text here into my vimRC, and I have a status line. I don't have to have a plugin and use somebody else's code or anything like that. It's all mine. So again, thanks again for watching. If you found this interesting, I hope you get some use out of it. So you guys have a great weekend, and God bless.